What's a Noobtrap? I'd call a Noobtrap any item that on paper sounds like a great upgrade and many people would love to go for early, but realistically provides such a small benefit that getting it too early can actually hinder your account. Basically an item that truly is a late game upgrade that players shoot for in the mid game. These items affect both mains and irons, so we're going to talk about both perspectives, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Luck of the Dwarves. The Luck of the Dwarves is a ring that provides you unlimited teleports to Miscellanea, the Grand Exchange in Varrock, and Keldagrim. Wielding the item also gives you a style bonus of 17.3 for every combat style. It'll also grant you tier 4 luck, but we'll talk about what that actually means in a little bit. Let's start by talking about what it takes to get your own Luck of the Dwarves. As of recording this video, the Luck of the Dwarves runs a total of 81 million coins. To put this in perspective, that is a total of 5 greater concentrated blast ability codices, more than the total cost of all the God Wars Dungeon 2 weapons combined, and about 40% more than the total cost of all tier 90 necromancy equipment combined. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I don't know too much about mid-game money making for a main. I do, however, know of one specific method that can generate anywhere between 8 to 10 mil per an hour because I do it quite often on my Iron Man for supplies. And it doesn't have super high requirements or costs associated with it that is extremely AFK, and that is Wave 4 Zuck. If you'd like to see my guide to that, I will have a link in the description below. If you're looking at that kind of monetary gain, you're looking at 8 to 10 hours of grinding in order to unlock your own Luck of the Dwarves. It's an even larger time investment for an Iron Man, however, since we have to get our own fortunate components. I went over to cluesimulator.com and ran a few clue opening simulations, both with tier 4 luck and bad luck mitigation activated, or hard clue scrolls. The purpose of this is to figure out how many clues you would need to open in order to unlock your own Luck of the Dwarves. Now, some openings took more clues, some openings took less clues, but this one seemed pretty average. It took 181 clues to get our own Luck of the Dwarves. Keep in mind, this is with tier 4 luck and bad luck mitigation. Now, with a fully optimized setup, it's fully realistic to be able to solve 25 hard clues per an hour, but that does require you to have the full outfit and all the teleports unlocked, as well as filling up all your hidey holes. Realistically, if you're doing this in the mid game, you're probably looking at solving 12 hard clues an hour tops, plus the time it takes to gather all those clues, taking this to well over 20-hour grind. In order to show that the Luck of the Dwarves isn't really worth it, we need to know exactly what tier 4 luck provides us. As you can see on this table, it's a whole lot. Basically, it's a 1% increased chance of getting drops at every boss and every Slayer creature, a whole slew of skilling benefits giving us increased chances of getting different items skilling, a 1% increased chance of getting clue scroll rewards, and a few miscellaneous stuff such as getting stuff from the rare drop table, the chance of getting an HSR, and things like that. It also removes some of the quote-unquote not so good items from the rare drop table. However, when we compare it to the tier 3 Ring of Fortune, you'll see that most of the list is actually checked off, highlighted in red. The only bosses that are not affected by the Ring of Fortune are the high-end late game bosses, basically. There's absolutely zero difference in the Slayer monsters. Nearly all the skilling benefits are covered by the Ring of Fortune, minus the chance of finding clue scrolls and metamorphic geodes decreased by 0.5%. Only elites are not covered for treasure trails, and the other benefits require the Dark Facet of Luck upgrade. Also, while wearing a Ring of Fortune instead of the Luck of the Dwarves, you lose a 1% chance of getting rare loot from the Crystal Chest and Triskelion Keys. Also, a fun fact, the item removed from getting the Luck of the Dwarves is the 7th most expensive drop on the rare drop table. Now that we've gone through what the ring actually provides, let's do some quick math. Outside of Phylactery from the Magister, which goes from a 1 in 18 to a 1 in 17 drop chance, basically the Luck of the Dwarves provides a 1% increase for rare or unique drops from bosses. This is the same for basically all luck rings. So let's say you're looking for a drop that has a base drop rate of 1 in 100. That would change to 1 in 99. So basically the luck ring saves you 1% of your time investment to get a specific drop. Basically the equivalent of a 1% DPS increase. There are plenty of other items and upgrades, even rings, that have a comparable monetary value for mains or a comparable time investment required for irons that will provide you with much more than a 1% DPS increase. However, being fair to luck rings, these items give you better items from the rare drop table, such as super restores or ectoplasm, which could be massively beneficial for irons. But again, these can also be attained with a Ring of Fortune instead, which requires a much lower time investment or cost. This is why at bosses, luck rings are typically used as a switch, to get the benefit of both the DPS from a real ring and the time saved via luck. However, that will force you to add a switch, which I know much of the community doesn't like. Now I can hear you saying, what about the Hand of Glory Archaeology relic? Well, again, then you'll be losing out on a DPS relic, which will increase the time investment requirement in order to get the drop you're looking for. So, why would people want this ring? Well, the most common reason is to get this to turn into this. The HSR is a super rare drop only available via having tier 4 luck, and is worth a massive 4.3 billion coins. Now yes, if you get that drop, you will be uber rich very quickly and easily. However, expecting to get the drop is like expecting to be a millionaire off scratch-off tickets. And this is because of how the rare drop table actually functions. The rare drop table functions as multiple tables. Getting to the next table requires you to roll that on the previous table. So to go from the gem table to the rare table is a 1 in 128 chance. Going from the rare table to the super rare table is another 4 in 64 chance from the rare table. And then getting the HSR roll is off of the super rare table, with the chance of that is actually unknown, but is estimated at a 1 in 640 chance. Assuming that estimation is correct, let's look at what it would take to get the HSR. So we hit the gem table and we are celebrating. We have a 1 in 128 chance from that table to roll onto the rare table. Now technically, going from the rare table to the super rare table, we have a 4 in 64 chance. However, since we're assuming we're wearing the luck of the dwarves and have tier 4 luck, that 64 turns into a 52. So a 4 in 52 chance to go to the super rare table, or a 1 in 13 chance. That means when we roll the gem table, we have a 1 in 1,664 chance to roll the super rare table.
But wait, there's more!
If we assume the 1 in 640 chance going from the super rare table to rolling an HSR is correct, that leaves us with a total chance of getting an HSR off a rare drop table drop being 1 in 1,064,960 chance. Literally worse than a 1 in a million chance to get this item. Now the question is, when should you get a Luck of the Dwarves? I like to look at upgrades in groups, and I like to call this group Fortunate Component items. So these would be your Grace of the Elves, your Luck of the Dwarves, and Essence of Finality. Now realistically, you need multiple EOFs, however, let's just look at it as one for your main combat style and the main spec weapon that you use. When deciding which upgrades to get, you want to look at it as to what your goals are. Are you primary skiller? Are you a PVMer? Are you a cluer? Nearly universally, I would argue that the Grace of the Elves should be your first fortunate item. And the reason for that is you can pair this with your Ring of Fortune to get the amazing supplies from Saren Spirits during your skilling grinds. If grinding out clue scrolls was in your near future, I'd argue the Luck of the Dwarves should be your second focus. And that's because it affects elite clues, which should be your focus if you're looking to unlock the Globetrotter outfit. However, if you have a lot of PVM in your near future, I'd argue that an Essence of Finality should be your second fortunate item, filling it with a spec weapon of your primary combat style. That'd be the Gothic Staff for magic, Dragon Claws or a Dragon Dagger for melee, or a Dark Bow for range. However, if Necromancy is your primary combat style, I'd argue that you can get a Luck of the Dwarves second. And that's because your only spec weapon is the Death Guard, which you'll be wielding until you get the Omni Guard from Raziel. So let me know in the comments below, do you think I am undervaluing the Luck of the Dwarves? If you liked the video, please hit the like button, and if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.